Hello everybody, and welcome to Virtual World's Real Stories. I was just thumbing through my collection of original Pokemon cards. That's one of the best things about growing up as an only child with no friends. Got nobody to steal them away from you. Nobody to trade them with either. Life has a way of balancing out, doesn't it? But if you ever collected the cards, or played the games, or watched the cartoons, maybe you're a little curious to know a little bit more about the creatures that you were invested in. Well, stick around for 10 minutes or so and I'll tell you about one of them, because we're about to create our very own Pokédex page, filled with fun facts, real-life inspirations, and make sure to stick around to the end, where I attempt to experience what it's actually like to be a Pokémon.
Here we go!
I can hear it!
Without further ado, I should probably keep these in a fireproof box whilst we talk about this one. Listed as number 155 in the National Pokédex, Cyndaquil first appeared in the Gold, Silver, Crystal series and is one of the starter Pokemon of the Johto region. But what does Cyndaquil look like? Well, in order to show you, I'm going to make one of these models, designed by the wonderful folks over at Paperpokes. And whilst I'm busying away at this, let's have a look how Cyndaquil got its name. The name Cyndaquil can be broken into two parts: Cynder and Quill. Cynder comes from the English word cinder, which derivates from the Old English cinder, which itself is a cognate of the French cendre, coming from the Latin cinerum, which is the accusative plural of cinis, which derives from the Proto-Indo-European word ken and akin to the ancient Greek konis, both meaning dust or ash, and also the Sanskrit kana, meaning particle or small grain of dust. The dictionary defines cinder as a partially or mostly burned piece of coal, wood, etc., and is synonymous with ashes. Not ashes anything, just ashes. Quill comes from the English word quill, which derives from the 15th century Middle English word quill, meaning fragment of reed or shaft of a feather, itself from the Low German kille, which in turn derived from the Middle High German kill, meaning large feather. Quills are defined as bobbins, spools, or spindles on which yarn is wound, the hollow shaft of a feather, or one of the sharp spines of a hedgehog or porcupine. Kana, Kill, Cyndaquil. As I attempt to pronounce its Japanese name, I can only apologize for any butchered pronunciation. Its Japanese name, Hinoarashi, is a combination of hi, meaning fire, and Yama-arashi, meaning porcupine. It can also be read as Hi-no-arashi, meaning storm of fire. Cyndaquil is classified as the fire mouse Pokemon, which is confusing as it isn't based on a mouse, but the fire part is bang on. And this is what Cyndaquil looks like. As you can see, quite a compact Pokemon overall. It has this cream-covered underbelly and face, and on top is this bluish fur. It's usually bipedal, which accounts for these slightly more developed hind legs with a single nail on each toe, but can also run on all fours, and that's when these stubby little arms come into play. It has a long snout with a little nose at the end, and as you can see underneath, there is its tiny little mouth. Its eyes are usually always squinted or closed. Oh yeah, and on its back is all this fire. When its spikes aren't out, Cyndaquil has this smooth back with a couple of patches for the fire to erupt out of. However, I thought it'd be more interesting to make these spikes. Need to be careful though. You could definitely have someone's eye out with this. Or melt their face off. And now we know what Cyndaquil looks like, let's take a look at the real-life influences that went into inspiring its design. Even though its classification says it's a fire mouse, Cyndaquil is actually based on a variety of spiny-backed creatures, such as porcupines and hedgehogs. However, since hedgehogs are nocturnal and quite rare to find in the area that I live, it's been rather difficult to get some footage of them, and so I've had to enlist the help of a friend. Therefore, the following presentation will be starring Cindy. Natively found across parts of Europe, Asia and Africa, hedgehogs were originally known as urchins in the Middle Ages and gained their modern, cuter name from their nature of foraging in hedges for food and the small pig-like grunts that they would emit when doing so. Each adult hedgehog has between 5,000 to 7,000 quills on its back to protect itself from predators, and they can also brag a natural immunity to adder venom, so they're definitely a good sidekick through snake country. Hedgehog populations, however, are in decline. In Britain, their numbers in the wild have dropped by 30% in the last 10 years, so it's vitally important to raise awareness for these perfect bundles of prickles and take steps to ensure their safety and comfort for the future. They are often found in areas of high vegetation and natural shelter, so be careful when clearing out any offcuts of branches or leaves, lest you disturb a hoglet's home. Their diet consists of worms, caterpillars and beetles, so areas with rotting logs and twigs are the perfect spots for a bug buffet. But don't give them donuts. They're not found in the wild. Hedgehogs are quite slow creatures, so may find it difficult to dodge your incoming steps. Always be careful where you wander. Cindy, however, has always been a bit of a thrill seeker, or should I say, a quill seeker. In the case of Cyndaquil, many of its design elements are directly inspired by the humble hedgehog. Hedgehogs have very poor eyesight, which would explain Cyndaquil's closed or squinted eyes. A hedgehog's main tool for finding food is its powerful sense of smell, its olfactory prowess housed in its elongated snout, which can be seen in both creatures. Of course, both are four-legged and crawl close to the ground, and both have a different coloration on their underbelly and face as compared to their back. And on their backs are these spiky quills that make both Cyndaquil and hedgehogs famous, forever teaching us a harsh lesson. No matter how cute it may be, sometimes it just doesn't want to be cuddled. And now we know some of the broader details of Cyndaquil, let's take a look at some of the finer points that make up the Pokémon. Fire. The middle weight for the Johto starters, Cyndaquil weighs in at 17.4 pounds, approximately 7.9 kilos, or as you may know it as, around 7,900 feathers. The smallest of the Johto starters, Cyndaquil stands at 1 foot 8 inches, approximately 0.5 meters, or as you may be more familiar with, 4.5 feathers high. With quite a rounded foot and a small point at the toe, Cyndaquil leaves a footprint that you should recognise when walking through your garden. And now we know all about what makes up Cyndaquil, let's see what it's actually like to be one, in a segment I call Do As the Pokémon Do. Looking at Cyndaquil's Pokédex entries, one of its definitive traits is that when it's attacked or upset, it shoots spikes of fire from its back. And I thought, how can I shoot spikes of fire from my back? Either I could get some really dodgy acupuncture, or I could use this. And this is an old t-shirt filled with ice fountains that you would find on a birthday cake. I'm going to attach it to my back, be attacked, light the fuses, and off it goes. Now, do not try this at home. You should only ever try this if you are a trained professional or you have no sense of self-worth, and I'm definitely one of those two people. So, here we go.
Okay. It's going. No, it's not. Alright, we got it. Oh my god. Up. Oh my god. No, take it off.
Oh, is it going? Is it still fire?
It's going.
Is it still...
Here we go.
I can hear it.
And we have the third one going. Here it goes, here it goes, here it goes. Here it goes. Oh my god!
Okay.
Okay, take it off, Scott.
And that is the and that, kids, is why you don't set fire to yourself.
All of this is really getting my back up. Let's cool things down a bit. Number 155 in the National Pokédex. Cyndaquil. Japanese name, Hinoarashi. Classified as the Fire Mouse Pokémon. A fire type, weighing in at 17.4 pounds or 7.9 kilos, standing at 1 foot 8 inches or 0.5 meters. Its footprint looks like this, and its cry sounds like this. Its design is based on the humble hedgehog. Its Pokédex entry reads, "It is timid and always curls itself up into a ball. If attacked, it flares up its back for a protection. The fire burns vigorously if the Pokémon is angry. When it is tired, it sputters with incomplete combustion." And now we know Cyndaquil. Is there anything new that you've learned? Is there anything that I've missed out? And was Cyndaquil your starter of choice for Generation 2? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and share with others. And now I'm going to recategorize my cards, let's say alphabetically this time. But for now, my friends, luck and more to you all, and catch you next time.
See how it goes?
Ooh, yeah.
So one goes there.
You get that
And
off
then-
quickly, or?
We'll see. And then we'll see when I'm on fire. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.